Hi there. I'm Bill Girth, and I work in the Fisheries and Wildlife Department at OSU in the Arismendi lab. And today I'm going to be showing you how to set a submerged light trap to catch adult caddisflies that dive and swim to lay their eggs in an aquatic habitat like this. Let's see, first I should start with caddisflies. So in case you don't know, caddisflies are aquatic insects, and the larvae and the pupae live in the water, underneath the water, on the bottom, and the adults are in the area around here flying around. And so to get the larvae to be in the water, the adults have to lay their eggs and get them to the water. So some species will lay their eggs right at the surface of the water or just above it. Other species actually go into the water to lay their eggs on the bottom. And among those, there are some that actually dive and swim a good distance down to the bottom to be able to lay their eggs on the bottom of a aquatic habitat. And so that's the ones that we are interested in. We want to know about species that dive and swim to lay their eggs, and the information on these species is pretty incomplete at this moment. So we're going to set these traps in places that are deep enough where the adult caddisflies have to dive and swim to get to the trap, and then we'll know that those are the ones that are diving and swimming, and we can take those specimens back to the lab and identify them, and so then we'll know which ones are doing that. So I'm going to be showing you how we set submerged light traps, and we'll start with the equipment that you're going to need here. So first thing you'll need is a light trap. This is the light trap body. This was one that we made in our lab, and it's made from pretty inexpensive and durable materials. And we'll have a link in the comments to an article where you can find information about how to build these yourself. So they have a cap on this side here, and the interior of it is it's basically a tube with a cap at the bottom, and it's got a funnel inside, a glass funnel, so that you can see that light can shine through it. And then, so it basically works like a minnow trap, that the insects can swim into this, and they kind of get funneled to this hole, and the light is shining down through there to attract them, and then they get trapped inside the body of the trap, which is completely opaque so that the light doesn't shine through the side. So the other thing that you'll need after you have the trap is a light source, and we put our light sources in a sealed jar so that the electronics don't get ruined by the water. Yeah, we're going to fill these traps with clean water before setting them, so that will get us started. So we use LED lights. We use one with a wavelength that's kind of in the purple to blue range, but you can experiment with different ones if you think those would work better. These have worked well for us so far. And let's see, the other things that you will need are batteries, of course, for the light. You'll need an anchor. This is an anchor that we made ourselves by pouring concrete into a mold, and then we set a little eye hook here so that we could clip the trap to it. And this will be set on the bottom and hold the trap to the bottom of the water body, so this stream, and it also prevents, in flowing water, it prevents them from washing downstream. And then the other things you'll need are a way to get fresh water. So we'll be dipping some water from this habitat here. And then you need a deep container like this bucket, where we're going to put enough water so that it's deep enough that it will submerge the whole trap. And that's the way we're going to get the water in the trap before setting it. And the other thing that we'll use is this mesh bag. So when we get water from the creek, we'll want to filter it first, so to make sure there's no organisms in it initially, and then that's the way we'll do that. I think we can get started now on setting the trap. So I'm going to ask my friend Ishaan here to come and help me, and he's going to hold this mesh bag while I get some water. All right. And then we're just going to pour it through that mesh bag so that we don't get organisms or debris in there. And we're going to do it another time here. All right, and third time, one more time. All right. All right, so now we've got clean filtered water in our bucket. And we're going to take our trap and just take it right in here and submerge it, let it kind of the water flow gently in, and set it down. Now we have the lid here too, and we're going to put the batteries in the light source. We use rechargeable batteries too, so that there's not a lot of waste. These are just AA batteries. And let's see here. Take us a second to get 4 out. Oops. All right, and then we're going to clip it to this light. All right, oops. Oh dear. This battery holder is not staying on. Just a second. There we go. Great. Okay, so you can see the light there. It's quite bright, so don't look directly at it. And then we're going to seal it up inside of here. Give that a good tight squeeze. This has got some kind of wires on the top of the trap body here, or the trap lid. And so we're going to wire this in so that it will stay in place. Sorry about that if I'm blocking your way. Okay. Takes a little while to fiddle with these things. Okay, that's number 1 done. Let's see what's going on here. Here we go. Takes a little while to fiddle with these things. And that's done. All right. Just a second more. We just want this to be able to hold the light in place. All right, there's our light. So we're going to also put this in the bucket. And I'm going to move my sleeves up so I don't have wet sleeves. And there we go. Get any air bubbles out of the trap. And then the lid is pretty tight, so you have to actually really lean on it to get the lid to set tightly into the bucket, or onto the trap. There we go. We really leaned on it. And then we're going to take this ring and tighten that on there. And I'm going to use a screwdriver to tighten that on. Let me just get that there. There we go. I want to get that onto the area where the ring is supposed to fit. All right, that looks good. All right, the next thing we're going to do is set our anchor. So we're going to go to a spot that's deep enough in the water that the caddisflies have to swim to get to the trap. So this is going to be our spot here. All right, and we'll get our trap. And this trap has some loops of cord here with a carabiner on the top, so that will help us clip to the anchor. So here's our trap, and we're going to set it so that the opening is facing downstream, and we'll just come up here and if we can find the loop. There we go. All right, and that's what it looks like when it's set. And you can see there's nothing for the caddisflies to climb down on. There's no way for them to get there except for to swim, and hopefully we'll catch some adults that are trying to lay some eggs. Tomorrow we'll be doing another video, and we'll be picking up the light trap so that we can see what we caught, and I'll show you how to process the samples that you catch that way. All right.